Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. I am Z. We'll be playing some matches on Backgammon Hub today and seeing what we can learn. Looks like there's a good amount of players on here, so I'm optimistic we should get a match in short order. And they're not all. Sometimes what I see is I see like a whole bunch of like Scandinavian names on here, and it's because they have like a tournament. It's like a bunch of Scandinavian people having a tournament, but that is not the case today, as far as I can tell. So I imagine one of these guys who appear to be ready will be joining shortly or not. We can always move to heroes to find a match if we don't find one here. I'm trying everybody. Peter, someone play. No? We might have to move to heroes. Okie dokie. I think I tried everybody. Maybe not Kevin. Hopefully I'm not inviting him a second time when he declined the first match. Okay, let's try heroes. And one nice thing about Heroes is the guy's actively working on the site. So there's often like decent updates where you can click on and you can see what he's doing. What do we got here? Okay, I'm ready for all matches. I'm gonna sort by rating and then sort by flag. And then Fort Felker wants to play a 7-point match against me. I am game. All right, good match to my opponents. So I think with their match settings, there's like a move log on the side of the screen. But it highlights like your errors in the move log, so I don't really like that. So I have it like hidden on my screen. So we'll find out, and we'll find out after how well I played. Let me just shut down Hub, or at least okay, I'm not available for challenge. Good. Seems like a nice guy. He said, "Hi and good luck. Have fun. I will try my best." I can hit. Yeah, that's a good play. His ace point is made, so it seems like he should be taking a blitzing approach, even though 24-20 is arguably productive. Arguably, yeah, but it seems like with the ace point made, you should be thinking blitz. So even though the hit's a little cheesy, it seems like it's a thematic play. I mean, I took quickly. It seems like a pretty easy take. He's only got 8 checkers attacking, and he has 3 men back. So even though my position isn't anything to write home about, I think it's a pretty clear take. Double's okay. Might even be a little early. All right, 5-3. Let's see how he wants to play this. Can only hit once, it looks like. It might be worth it. I mean, he has the stronger board. I have a blot over here. Yeah, I would find some sort of hit also, probably. Yeah, if he doesn't hit, it doesn't look like it plays all that productively. I guess he could make the 8 points and then do something with the 3. Huh. Yeah, this isn't an obvious play, but I would find some sort of hit. Oh, pretty bloody. Okay, I hit twice. He hits me again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, can't do everything. Can't really hit both guys. That's good. All right, I'm doing okay now. Do I just keep hitting everything and hope good stuff happens? I mean, we'll see how this works. I mean, he's got like a million men back, so this means his position, because he has his ace point made, it means his position is pretty bad. So I guess I'm winning. I don't think enough to cube, although I'm not too sure about what's going on here. Is it possible that's like a pass already because his position is so bad? He has the 20-point made though, so That seems like it keeps him from like cracking his position unless he rolls like really, really bad. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like he's got plenty of play left always. I'm not super confident though. Okay, I could even make the 12 and play 13 to 8, but I think I want to push another guy back behind the prime, but not leave too many shots. Could I do this? Try to recirculate that guy? Huh. Yeah, I don't want to kill a guy. I want to keep guys alive from making the 11, 10, and 9 point. I don't know about this. I'm going to try it, though. Oh, what a weird position. Oh, I danced. Well, he can hit the guy on the 13, but maybe it's more important to like activate the 5 guys on the 24. Oh, maybe he's thinking it's not like hard to do that later, you know. This is, I assume, very good. All right, now I'm gonna cube him because I don't know what the hell this is. Not good enough. Too good. Oh, look at this. I don't know. Let's see what happens. It's sort of a weird score. No, it's no. I can still use almost. I was thinking 5 point match, but I can use like almost all the points I get from Backgammon. So I guess this is good. I don't know if I want to do this, and then the anchor's up high, and then these 2 checkers are pretty dead. I could almost rather get hits. Oh, the four doesn't play good though. Huh. What if there's anything else? I could hit here. It gives him too much. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, maybe this actually, because I want more builders for the 8 point, and 8 and 9 points. See, it sort of seems like the priority to like build those points. Ugh. I clicked one funny thing. I just clicked unnecessarily in the UI, and I got a little message that says try not to spam the server. So I guess it takes resources from the server when you like click too much. All right, I guess I'm still doing okay again because he has this ace point made and a million men back. So that's always like worse than it looks. Okay. Okay, build my 8 or something. Oh, I built my 10. So that's pretty good. Block 6s here. 6s are blocked like back here also. Again, I'm not too worried about being hit because it's not like he's just got 6 guys over on his home front. That's why I'm playing like super loose here. It's not like he can actively contain these guys. Oh, I don't know about this one. Pushes him back. He's pretty happy to hit with 6s and 5s, and I'm giving up an asset, but this is like purely bad. Huh. Yeah, maybe the 10 point isn't a good enough asset to really care that much about. Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty happy to hit, though. I'm going to try this. Yeah, it would have worked, because now I probably get to upgrade like on my points if he danced there. Well, this doesn't, yeah, he's right. This doesn't play that well, no matter what he does. Oh, okay. Oh, this doesn't work. Shoot. Thought it was going to be a good roll, allowing me to make a good point. Eh, 16's okay. I do hit him off the 8 if I want. I think I do. If I can make that, that's like a major coup. Like, I wonder if he should even give up his 21 to hit me to keep me from making that. Okay, yeah, no, this looks, yeah, this keeps me busy also. One more. Maybe it's this to recirculate that guy. Don't care about hitting everything. I do care about maybe trying to make the 9 point. Yeah, this pushes guys back. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try this. Let's get a little fancy. Okay, 3. If I play 14, I get another builder for the 9 nicely. Maybe that's argument enough. Like, I'd love to make that even with the 5-1, really lock those guys back there. Okay. Zoom hitting's okay. Oh yeah, I get to hit him now. Now, like any 3 is forced to hit me and recirculate that checker. Yeah, I like it. Okay, this doesn't make anything. This or maybe this. That's a big crack. That 4 is a big crack. Okay, so I want to stop hitting these guys so it has enough guys trapped. Yeah, like the 2's bad here. And maybe I hit too much previously. Yes. Can crunch these 5 guys over here. Maybe it should hit me 4-2 or something. Yeah, it's possible the computer's going to like something like this. Yeah, he's not cracking too badly. Although threes crack pretty bad. Twos are a little bad. So I'm wondering if I should like let him out a little bit on 6s. Yeah, see, this is like a good number. Really need him to roll like a 3. Like maybe we should do like this or something. So that way if he rolls a 6, say, it gives him sort of more time to crack. More time to roll like bad 3s. And maybe I should have done that earlier. It might be something like this, who knows. Well, maybe I'll roll an ace. Not like this. Yeah, I feel like I should have gotten more out of this. Computer's gonna hate my play this game, I'm sure, but I'm not sure I trust the computer anyways. No. Just give up the ghost. Let's try to clear quickly or something. You should probably make it 6. You sort of needs that point, right? I don't know. I guess. Maybe rolls like a 4-3 or something. Yeah, I couldn't crack the timing. Maybe I should have let him out on 6s earlier. I should play 3-2 there, put that checker to use. I mean, safest should be this. I don't know, like this could lead to some double blot numbers. So even though it's a little sick to stack them on the ace instead of taking them off, maybe this has more going for it. Give me bad 2s there by vacating the 22 points. Seems reasonable. You don't vacate the top points. Because 6-1 I can play safely. He's not giving me bad 1s. I can just bear 2 guys off. Give me bad 3s now. But it makes us... Yeah, maybe you should give me bad 3s just because, like... Look how bad, like, 6-3 plays. Huh. Alright, at least he can't get another checker. This does hit. Yeah, I wish I had 2 more guys off. That'd be a big deal if closed out. I think my take point on the recube is it's around 24%, I think, which is my winning chance from 4-0, 3-away, 7-away. I think that's right. If he recused me to 8. So if I get closed out, yeah, I guess maybe I don't have it. If his spares are in good places anyways. Which they may end up in good places. Right, because if I have 5 guys off for money, say, that can be a very borderline decision if the spares end up in good places. But usually for money, you can take it like 22 or 23% because of your recube potential. So here my take point's a little higher than that because it's a raw, my take point's a raw 24%. So I think I have to pass when closed out, but take up till then pretty much. Unless he's like almost guaranteed to close me out. Oh, it looks like I'm winning a gammon still. Usually, maybe not usually, often. And he's got a good chance to save this. I have 8 crossovers. He has 9 or 10. 9 maybe. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. Set. End it. No. All right, well, I'm up 4-zip. It's going to be a little hard for me to get in a cube and when it's a gammonish position, but we'll see what happens. If it just turns into some like non-gammonish holding game or racing game, might be able to cube. And obviously I got to be pretty careful about taking, especially when there's gammons floating around. Not this. Yeah, this I probably wouldn't even cube. It's not crazy at the score, though. Ooh, don't do this. like it. 21 squares obviously a play also. Makes more sense with the score, I think. I'm very averse to gammonish positions. Yeah, I don't know about this. Seems funny to forego making the 4-1, but the distribution is bad if I make the 4. Like it's harder to cover the 5 next turn if I get missed. We're gonna have another like crazy game with a million men back. Should hit here. Guess we should hit here. Maybe I don't hit the guy off the ace if I roll one though. Let's see. I'm going to keep hitting the guys in the outfield. First rule when defending against a back game is to make sure your opponent plays one. In other words, it tends not to be a very good game plan. So with that in mind, the play is either this or this. I'm going to take on a little less risk here. Kind of wish I did the other one, but I can try it now. Really pin him down there. 4 to 1. To 1. Make me 11. Doesn't look right. Get a good build. Oh, I can get good builders this way. This looks right. You know, good cover numbers for the 4, and if he, you know, I can also make the 7. Ooh, this is good. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I should be able to crack them more this time than last game. This time I haven't hit too many checkers, so that's good. Nice. Parfait. Parfait. Yeah, see, he's gonna crunch worse now that he has too many check. Because I didn't hit too many checkers. It looks like he's gonna crunch worse than last game. Yeah, 5 to 4. Start killing your 4s. It's okay. 2, 3, 4. All right, keep everything. Good. Keep the 4s and 2s coming. Might actually be this. I regret this if he rolls like a 6-2. 6-4 is not so bad because it's not like he was like crunching with this, you know. 2. Okay. 1 is good. Yeah. 3-2, good. He's got to make some concession. Ooh, we don't have to play it all. Sweet. I guess I hit him. Wait, what? There's no 6, right? There we go. I guess so. Yeah, you don't want to. I guess you need the freedom there. Good. At least I might get to make my 3. Make the 3. Can do it the hard way. 2. It looks like he's more stuck if I don't make the 3 though. Yeah, I don't know if he's supposed to. He's probably not supposed to give up his second anchor to hit here. All right, let's pound him. 5s, 3s, 8s. Yes. Or maybe get sixes working over here because sixes don't do anything over here. Or get maximal covers. Yeah, maybe it's the priority. Still have sixes to hit there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might as well hit them again. A double six is safe here. That's something. Okay, mostly I'm interested in playing safely here because it's a little hard for him to run off the gammon without hitting. So maybe it's okay to let him out. Assume that was right. Yeah, playing it the other way seemed weird, even though got a checker off, playing 3 to 1. Okie dokie, 5-4, good. Make it easy, please. Thank you. Okie dokie. All right, we can go over it in the computer. Like I said, some of these decisions I'm not really going to trust the computer on. These extreme back games, but we'll see what it has to say, and then maybe we can talk about it a little bit. Oh, I played a 7. Yeah, that's really bad. I mean, I'm guessing I made some really. I'm guessing I made some like significant, some like real significant blunders there. In the back games, and maybe before that. But yeah, let's take a look. It was only a 2-game match, but the games are very long. Okay, so anyways, I got XG going. Yeah, the double. Yeah, the double's a little early. Not crazy. But yeah, just 8 guys here. He's got. I mean, in addition to his attack, which is extremely thin because there's only 8 checkers here. He does have an anchor, and he has a double shot at this guy, but twos and sixes are duplicated, and he has 3 men back. So it didn't look like quite enough to me, and the computer agrees that it's not quite enough. Okay, yeah, I probably would have hit here also. Let's just actually take a look at my errors. There's going to be enough of them. I dance. Okay, yeah, and I just start hitting everything because again, I want to like force him to play. I want to force him to play a back game, and then I'll worry about like priming the back game and like winning from there. Okay, so what's going on with the cube here? Yeah, okay, so you can see I'm like winning, even though I have like no structure. It says I'm like winning solidly here because he has 7 men back and like an impure front position, and his forces are going to be horribly separated. So that's what I mean when I say, this is worse than it looks for white. Like, okay, he outboards me 3 to 1. I got nothing, and I'm hugely winning according to the bot. Almost, not crazy to cube this. In fact, I maybe miss a cube. Let's see. Okay, it wants to stop hitting here. Although no, it's borderline. Okay, no double here. That might be a double on a roulette. I mean, who knows? Okay, it does like my 6-2 play. Yeah. It doesn't quite like it, but Yeah, it's not bad to do this. So I'm hoping he rolls like it hits me at some point, and then I can use this checker to build like the outside points, and then keep him from like escaping, and then I'll have to crunch his board. That's the plan. Meanwhile, getting hit isn't a big deal because like I'm just gonna enter and come around, even if he hits a couple checkers. It's not like he has like a bunch of checkers here like to attack and close me out, you know. Okay, read double, but it doesn't like it. Wait, what? Something's wrong with XG here. Like it says it is a redouble. Oh no, I'm sorry. It says yeah, something's fishy here. Why does it why does it say best choice redouble take when the no redouble equity has the check? The numbers do say that it's better to redouble take. Yeah, this is a bug, I think. Bug in XG. Maybe I'll send that to the Xavier, the XG guy. Let me just save the screenshots. And I'll send him the match also. Okie dokie. So let's see if it changes if I go to the plus plus eval. No, it doesn't. Yeah, that's weird. Isn't that weird? Anyways, it's probably a strong double. It's got a million men back and an impure front position. I do have some structure now, which is nice. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't double. No, sorry. This isn't an XG bug. I'm looking at this all wrong. I thought I had doubled this, but I didn't double this. That's what I thought. And so it's telling me I made an error by not doubling. Okay, no, that makes sense. I double like a turn or two later. Oh no, I double when it's too good. Wow, that's wild. Isn't that funny? This is actually too good. I've seen similar stuff before. I mean, his position is so bad. I mean, I think I would have found the pass, but too good didn't occur to me. Or maybe it did for a second, but I thought he might take, you know. But it's like way too good. It's like a big error it's a big blunder to double this. So this is like probably where I lose a lot of my equity this match. And then it's apparently it's not going to like my checker play. Okay, so what does it want to do? It wants to just play purely. No, I'm sorry. It wants to make the two. I played purely. Yeah, what I didn't like about this is, okay, so he anchors up high, and then I can't use these checkers to like make the 8, 9, 10 points. So I was thinking, okay, so I'll play it like this. If I get hit, it's okay. I can just make the points later. Yeah, maybe the computer's off its rocker here. There is some chance you do this and he dances, and then maybe that's the key. There's some chance I get to pin him to like either like a ace point game or maybe just a really bad 1-4 game or something like that, or a really bad 1-3 game. Like maybe this way he gets a third anchor a lot. Yeah, no, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe this way he gets a third anchor a lot. And that caused me like long-term problems. Yeah, weird. Not used to thinking about that. 2-1. Right, I spread things out here, trying to make the 8, 9, and 10 points, which is okay. Computer also doesn't mind distributing in the infield. Fine. Unfortunately, I get hit and dance for a while. Again, I spread things out, trying to make mostly the 8 point, which would be sweet. Get to make the 10, which isn't great. Computer actually wants to make the 11. 5-1. Okay, it does hit here, but it's close. Fine. Some downside to hitting. The 10 points are a real asset. Okay, I do hit off the 8, desperately trying to make the 8 point, which I do get. Is the computer? No, computer doesn't want to hit at all. Yeah, this is where maybe I start hitting too many checkers. In fact, the computer wants to make the 3. Oh, just make it. I don't think it actually wants to make the 3 here. It just wants to avoid hitting, and so it has to absorb the. It has to absorb the 2s somewhere. Yeah, it wants to avoid hitting because like I'm gonna let him get a 3rd anchor, and I'm sort of hitting too many guys here. You know, we saw like how much trouble I had crunching when he only had 5 checkers back. I couldn't make him crunch. Whereas if he had like 8 checkers over there or something, I think it's easier for him to like kill checkers, especially when he doesn't get to make a 3rd anchor. So that's maybe a common theme this game. Like I gave him too many chances to make a 3rd anchor. Okay, doesn't mind hitting here, and then I'm forced to hit here. But I do hit. I do get hit twice. So, you know, maybe I get to recirculate that guy. Forced to play badly. I'm forced to hit him. 14-9, 8-3, 7-3. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if this is right. Giving up the prime like this. He's trying to recirculate, give him more time to crunch. Yeah, I don't know. My play certainly a little more natural looking. He does get to hit with 5s and 6s though. Probably why the computer doesn't like my play. Anyways, I do get to lock up the board. Definitely don't want to hit any more checkers. Okay, like here, does it ever give up the 10 points? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I was thinking like this might be okay. Rolls a 6. He's pretty happy, but maybe it gives him more time to crunch once that checker comes around, maybe. But yeah, the computer just likes keeping the prime, keeping him cracking on a 6-3, 6-2, say. 6-1 a little bit. Okay, there I give it up, but yeah, it still wants to keep the prime. Crack him a big swing on 6-3, for instance. 15-10, 5-1. I see. Yeah, this is a common theme once the guy's already like crunching badly. You want to like keep the back of the prime slotted. So if he does roll a 6, you prefer getting hit because it might take you a while to come around. And then it might give him more time to roll some crunching number where he has to put like checkers on the 1 and 2 points. So, yeah. You can see it likes doing, oh, yeah, I would not do that. We can take a look at that. But you can see it likes playing 6-1 here over picking up the blot on the 10. Just make sure. Yes, but it says it's a blunder to pick up the blood on the 10. So it prefers this to like a more normal looking. Ooh. This is weird. Okay. You know, the more normal looking play is 10-6, 7-6, right? And it says that's a blunder. So it prefers even playing like kind of ugly 6-1 just so it gets hit on 6s. And it might, if he rolls a 6, again, you prefer to be hit because it might make him crunch later. I don't really know what the computer's thinking here. I mean, this seems like a sophist rocker, right? Obviously, it's seeing like long-term crunching potential this way, but I don't think that's right. At least no human is ever doing this in a million years, unless maybe you've seen like a rollout really recently. But even then, yeah, this is pretty weird. Wins more gammons, wins more backgammons to do that, it says. I don't know. Is anyone doing this? Rollout is still kind of liking it. I was switching back and forth. Like, I don't know how authoritative a short rollout isn't going to be authoritative here. Anyways, if you're interested, you can roll it out and let me know, because that's pretty nuts. Okie dokie. Okay, 3-1. Yeah, similar stuff here. I want to keep the point slotted in case he rolls a 6, which he does. Unfortunately, I got to hit him with the 2. It does like hitting here. In fact, it thinks it's a blunder not to hit. Maybe it's because I have the blood on the ace point. It wants to force him to hit that on 1-1-1-1 6-1-5. See, I wanted that checker dead. You know, I wanted him to roll like a 5-4 and have to go deep with that checker. Hmm. I'm not quite seeing this. Yeah, my play doesn't even win more. Hmm. That's interesting. That's tough. I'm not sure I'm seeing that. He dealt with sixes either way. I'm guessing it's partly due to the blot on the ace, anyways. Okay, and it doesn't mind my plan of just clearing the top 2 points. Now that I can't really crack them anymore, just trying to come home safely. Does hit, and then I get home. Doesn't mind leaving the shot early, but it's borderline, it says, because he's not in good position to contain the checker, right? So it doesn't mind leaving the shot now. He's gonna have to like. I mean, he's happy to hit with threes, I guess. Fours and fives, I guess he'll hit with, but he has to give up like a good asset to do it. Okay, makes a decent play here, getting off the 22 point to give me bad twos. What about running here from the back? 23? No, it's not going to like it, I guess. No, it's close. Yeah, I was thinking a play like this might be good, because now like 6-3, 5-3, 4-3. I mean, really explode my position. And twos are still bad. Of course, he is paying to certain numbers, like probably 2-1, 3-1, 3-3, definitely, you know. So it turns out it's pretty close. Anyways, I leave a double shot. He hits. What the 5-5 was right? Oh, it really hates this play. I thought this was like a real candidate, but it's like almost a half-point blunder. You can see this is safer. It's just you get 2 more checkers off this way. It's good. Which is good when you get hit later. I guess it's like a lot safer to clear the top point, and you're winning a gammon anyways. So in that sense, the checkers off are less valuable than usual. I mean, they're good when you get hit, and I do get home, and then I don't gammon them if I remember right. Good. Okay, yeah, I like my 2-1 play here because the four duplication. Score argues like a little against this maybe because it's probably more gammonish than other plays like bar 22. Bar 22 saves the gammon slightly less according to the computer. Fewer backgammons. So yeah, I like the 4 duplication, right? He has forced to hit here and forced to cover, so this is called duplication, right? I'm giving him good 4s in both places, meaning he has fewer good rolls than it first appears. Like say he had 3s to hit and 4s to cover or something, then both 3s and 4s would be good here. It's kind of like just 4s are good, although yeah, I do see he has both 3s. He has 3s and 1s also to cover. Yeah, I don't like this. Seems like he wanted to justify his cube, and so he went right after me. Computer just wants to make the 3-point. All right, fine. I likes making the 4 as opposed to the 21. Making the 4 does get gammoned a little more. Bunch of close stuff with the 2. Does want to hit something. Yeah, once again, I'm just trying to pin him to a game. All right. Yeah, okay, so I took a more conservative approach here than I could have. But the computer likes it. Versus, say, this. More upside on the misses, but more shots. Sort of unlikely to get away with this. Like, not only 4s and 5s hit, but like double 3s, double 2s, double 1s hit, you know. It's just a lot of shots. I do get away with it. I start to build a prime. Oh, hey, Devon. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I just played like a couple like crazy deep back games. Like my opponent had like a deep back game both games in the 7-point match. You'll see it sort of develop here. But like the previous game was like the same way. Oh, look at this position. I'm trying to. I wonder if I can remove the analysis. I want to give you a quiz. Yeah, actually. Okay. Okay, so black, I'm on roll holding a 2 cube. So black's on roll holding a 2 cube in a 7-point match. What do you think the right cube action is here? I'm going around this way, like my home board's on the right. So he's got these like five men on the on my ace point. But like he's gonna get like a second anchor usually. Almost always, I would say. Isn't this a crazy position? So what do you think the cube action is here? Okay, so where were we? Yeah, not the back game, right? He's got kind of a bad back game formation. Anyway, so we were around here. Yeah, so here is sort of similar, maybe a similar game developing where I'm just desperately trying, I'm not worrying about getting hit too much. And I'm mostly just trying to build this like outside, I'm just trying to build this outside structure, trying to make him crack later. And I think I do a decent job of it. I get this great 4-4, which sort of fills in all the structure. What do I want to do? Okay, it wants to do this versus this. You're not really seeing the difference. Oh no, I do see the difference. Yeah, the computer's play is better than mine. Yeah, the computer's play is better than mine because the spare ends up on the 8 and not the 9. And I'm willing to give up the 9 point to make the 7. I'm less willing to give up the 8 point to make the 7 because the 8 point is more valuable point than the 9 because it bears on both the 3 and the 2, whereas the 9 point bears on just the 3. It was no redouble, so because it's not good enough to redouble. It's like it's some big take, you're saying. So we can go back to it. Yeah, it turns out it's like too good to double according to the computer anyways. Isn't that funny? I sort of doubled expecting to be taken. But it's like way too good. So I was saying I knew this was like actually more powerful than it looked during the match because I've seen similar stuff before. But it's because when like the when you have like an impure front position, like he has his ace point made, and he's got like a million men back, especially with the guys on the ace like this. It's always like much weaker for white than it white than it looks. No, I mean you're in good company. Like I expected to be taken. And I just saw a similar position. I was actually playing a chouette. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I was playing a chouette with Bill Roberti and some other guys. In a position sort of similar theme to this came up, except like the doubling side had like a 1 point board, a little bit of a prime 1 point board. The other side had like a really impure position and like a million men back. Roberti didn't double. But a bunch of people doubled. This is a chouette, remember, so it's like several people doubling one person. So a bunch of people doubled, and the box took. The guy who was all alone took, and Roberti didn't double. I think Roberti didn't double if I remember this right. And we all thought, and since the guy took, we all thought, okay, Roberti just didn't think it was strong enough to double. And then we had a picture of the position, and then the rollout went. It was too good. It was too good to double. And so people emailed around the rollout, and then they asked Roberti like, oh, did you actually know it was too good to double? And he was like, yeah, I kind of thought it was like too good to double, but we like weren't sure whether to believe him or not. Like I don't know if he was like bullshitting. Like at the time, we all thought like he wasn't good enough to double. He was thinking he wasn't good enough to double, and we thought that was like reasonable. But Roberti said, yeah, I kind of thought it was too good to double. So probably he was telling the truth, but we were like a little skeptical that he actually knew this was too good. Like too good wasn't on my radar screen for this position. Like I just thought maybe I would have found the pass, but yeah, too good. Sort of surprised me. Like way too good. By point three, it's like a big blunder to like double this. So uh, I don't know. Backgammon is fun. It's a funny position. I think the lesson is simply like if you have an impure front position with like your low ace point mate especially, and you have like a lot of men back, um, it's like worse than it looks. Oh hey Gwen, um, did you see that position we were just talking about? I want to give you the quiz also if you hadn't. Okay, yeah, let me show you it. Okay, so black's on roll. Oh no, sorry, I just gave it away. But black's on roll. Black's on roll here with it holding a two cube and a 7 point match. I doubled. He took. This is like way too good to double. Um, Isn't that surprising? It's like a big blunder to double because it's too good. I like double to like expecting to be taken, and the guy took. Yeah, like I was saying, it's a very impure front position with the ace point made and a million men back. So that's always like a lot stronger than it looks for black here was what I'm saying. Anyways, let's push forward here. Okay. Yeah. So this is the next game. This isn't the same game where I'm trying to like build up a prime in front of these like million men back. Right. Yeah, like those checkers would be like he'd be happier if those checkers were like on the roof probably. Assuming I didn't have like too good of a priming chance. Okay, so anyways, I get the grade 4/4 here. 6/5. So I'm keeping all my checkers alive. Like you don't want to play 11 to 6, 10 to 5 here or something like that. Or even like 12 to 6 and then jump a guy because you want to keep those checkers alive for making the 7 point. And getting hits like no big deal. You can see like the second best play even keeps a checker back and doesn't kill anything. Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's a good double falcon play. Getting these guys in the fight to like build a prime in front of white. And I think I get lucky and make the 6 prime. Yeah, now he's just crunching horribly. So I keep the prime as long as possible. 9 to 5 versus 8 to 4 is close here. What do I do? I do 9 to 5. Right. Yeah, definitely. They left a shot here. I think maybe I thought it was forced. Maybe not. Maybe I just didn't want to go deep with the checker. Want to keep the spares on the higher points. But again, getting hit with the 6 isn't bad here. I mean, if he's going to roll a 6, maybe you prefer to be hit, maybe. Because maybe it means he has to. It takes a while for me to bring around the checker, my black checker, and he has to crunch more in the process. Which didn't really happen. Oh, it did happen. Yeah, I did kill that checker on the deuce. 5/4. Luckily, you don't have to play. He runs. Yeah, I hit here. Obviously, getting hit's no big deal. I just come around. I get missed. I get to fill in that gap. Pretty big deal to fill in the gap. 4/4. Okay, it's close between this and this, which gives him gives them more chance to crack. I think he's still more stuck now than after this play. Of course, I guess he's pretty happy to hit me with at least aces here. And he rolls a 2 and he hits me. Yeah, the computer thinks it's a little too early to give up that anchor to hits. Wants to like escape a guy, maybe build a 3-point board and then hit later. And we see what happens. I mean, I roll well and just kind of punish him. And then I don't have too much trouble. Oh, the other funny play in game one. Is like way down the line. I did like an okay job of building up a prime, but I couldn't quite get him to crack entirely. All right. I don't think you can find the computer's top choice here. Yeah, feel free to comment on what you think the computer's top choice might be. I'm gonna like take a little. I'm gonna actually take a little break, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes and think about what you would do, and think about what like a computer play would be. And I'll show if you haven't seen if you didn't see the analysis earlier, I'll show you. Yeah, from here, 4-1 from here. Like what do you do, and what do you think the computer might do? Which kind of like surprised me. All right, I'll be right back. 2 minutes. All right. Yeah, quiz factor is definitely on. Okay. Oh, hey, Devon. Yeah, yeah. So, oh, hey, D. Okay, so yeah. So I played 6-1. The reason I played 6-1 was I wanted to keep the back of the prime slotted. So if he rolls a 6, I think you want to get hit here. Because like say you play like 10-5. Yeah. Yeah, say you play like 10-5. Yeah, for recirculation, and just to give him more time to like to crack more. Like say you play 10-5 here and he rolls a 6. He's probably not cracking anymore. Like I know I have to play and he gets to like get his checkers out. So he's not gonna have to crunch his home board very much anymore. Whereas if you get hit when he rolls a 6, it might take a while for the black checker to come around. And give him more time to roll like a bad number that puts a guy on the ace or deuce points. Computer will say 6-1. Yeah, that's what I played, and the computer kind of likes it. But there's another play the computer likes better. And you're not gonna believe it, but it likes okay, on plus eval, I guess it likes my play. But say on plus eval, it wants to do this. It wants to play 5-1, 7-6. Like what the hell, man? Like obviously it's seeing like more long-term crunching potential after this, but yeah, no one's doing this. So I did like a little bit of a rollout later. It does sort of, and the rollout is sort of, maybe you got to do a long rollout for this, maybe with higher settings. Um, but it seems to like it okay on like a short rollout. So I don't know, maybe there's like something to this. But yeah, no one's doing this. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous to think that someone would actually do this. Like what the hell? Okay, so I rolled out a few hundred games. Right. Yeah, you do need to you should try to get like at least 3 checkers on the ace here. One problem is his twos play okay. Like his twos sometimes like he can either play like 3-1 or 23-21, or if you do the crazy computer play, I guess he can hit with the twos. But yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on here. All right, so let's abort this rollout. Yeah, rollout seems to like the weird, crazy play over 6-1. So I don't know. Maybe there's something to it. But let's see, 10. So 10-5 versus 6-1, say, on the plus plus eval. Yeah, it really doesn't like 10-5 because if the guy rolls a 6, if you play 10-5 and the guy rolls a 6, you very much want to be hit. And so you don't want to play 6-1. That's not a good place for that checker, obviously. Um, but it's the main thing is you really hate for him to roll a 6, get out without hitting you. So normally a backing only works if the opponent has checkers on the 6, 5, and 4, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean the winning often like he'll still have like decent win chances if he's like a little crunched, if he's not too bad. But it's usually going to be a money pass if he's like even crunching a little bit because of the gammons you lose. But yeah, you definitely want a lot of time. In other words, if you're playing, say, even like a 1-3 back game, like black's position is looking pretty solid here. But even though white's like pretty underdeveloped here, he has good timing. In other words, like he's not going to be forced to like crunch his board very much because he has like all these checkers to play with out here. So while he hangs back and waits for a shot, his board kind of comes together at the right time. So at the risk of embarrassing myself and being way wrong, I think this is not good enough to double because of all the time that white has. Yeah, it's not good enough by point one. Meanwhile, you give him less time. This is like worse for white, I think, even though his board's a little together. Well, maybe not, because yeah, we can ask the computer, but right. So he's still down. He's still down enough in the race. Here it's getting a little trickier. Huh. Well, let's say you give him a perfect board. Huh. Yeah, this is a little hard for me to judge. Maybe this is like double take or something. Right. Yeah, yeah. Purity means you don't have a lot of checkers on your low points. So as you say, when you're playing a back game, you very much want to avoid having your ace point made or some like really impure position like this, where like you're going to be forced to play guys on the low points. So yeah, we can take a look at this a couple positions. Okay, say like this, right? So I think this is better for black than the previous position we evaluated because the white's timing is a little sketchy. He's either going to be forced off the anchor at an inconvenient time, or maybe he's forced to like roll 5-5 and has to like crunch his board. So even though white's board is like well together now, I think this is like worse for white than the previous position we looked at. Yeah, so this is now a double, and it's probably still a take as black could generate shots early on. Meanwhile, you make this one change. Now when white hits, it's a lot harder to contain. In other words, white has a less pure position. Now this is a pass, I think. Yeah, you can see how much it matters, just that 2 versus 1. And then like this would even be worse. And then at some point it probably becomes too good. That's close to too good now. Like this would be too good. Oh no, this is a money game. Yeah, this is a money game. So in a 11-point match, game 1 or something. Yeah, this is borderline too good. So yeah, that's So these two matches were like pretty instructive in defending against like these big back games. I didn't like play. I didn't first game. I didn't play well. I think mainly due to doubling that too good position. Um, second game, I think there wasn't any big errors. Oh yeah, that's a good idea actually. Money game, Jacoby. Yeah, you can get it to be too good there. That's probably a good idea. At least for something that might be too goodish. Oh yeah, Devon. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no worries. So actually, let me go back. You can see my error rate like fairly high this match. But I think it's mainly due to doubling that too good position where I got to take a weird one. Like say I don't know if people should really do this, but you can like in XG, if you want to say, oh, what would my error rate be if I didn't make that one blunder? You can right click on the log over here and say clear analyze, and then you look at the PR, and it tells you what your PR would be without that thing that you clear analyzed on. But I don't know. You shouldn't think, oh, I really played a 4 this game because of just this one blunder I could have avoided. I really did. I really did play a 5 something this game with the 6 with the blunder. Okay, so you met this guy last night, one of the best players around the world. He says he always tries to set priorities considering a strategy. My question is, what are your priorities when it comes to backgame, and how do you try to set them? Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good question because I do think about the game similarly, and the fact that you single out back games is good too, because like you have different priorities in like a blitzing position versus a racing position versus a bear off position versus a back game versus a priming game. So in the back game, when you're defending against a back game, say like I did in these matches, generally speaking, anyways, getting hit is not a big deal, and it's a big deal to build the outside. It's a big deal to build the outside points to try to make your opponent crunch. So let's see if we can find an example of that. Right here. Here's a good one. Now my play is actually I think maybe slightly wrong, but I think it's a play that a lot of players wouldn't consider, and it's almost right to play 16 to 11, 6 to 2. So the priorities I'm thinking about here is I really, really want to build the 11, 10, and 9 points in order to block these checkers in order to make white crunch his home board. So that's what I'm thinking about here. So I don't want to play, say, 16 to 11, 11 to 7. I don't want to do that because it kind of kills the checker. It kills that checker in the sense that I can no longer use that to make the 11, 10, and 9 points. So I want to keep that checker alive. I want to keep those things in the outfield. And I think, in fact, the computer's top choice is to go right after the 9 point, like this. Keeping all the checkers alive for building the outside points. And not worrying too much about getting hit with 6s and 4s, partly because you might have to give up a good anchor to hit. So in other words, like the priority is not playing safe here. The priority is keeping everything alive, building those points. And I came up with a slightly different plan, putting the checker down there and not worrying too much about getting hit down there, because if I get hit down there, I can come in and maybe use that checker to build the 11 and 9 points. But the computer kind of doesn't like it, maybe because 1s and 2s hit really well here, especially 1s. Like 5-1, I think he's pretty happy to hit 24 to 23, So yeah, that's one example of like thinking about the priorities when defending against a back game. When playing a back game, you want to, the big priority is not crunching your board. Like, let's see what happens here. Trying to find a good example from White's point of view. Yeah, this is a good one. So this is a decent play by my opponent here. It's pretty loose to do what he did, right? Okay, hit with the ace, jump with the no, I got 2 on the roof. Yeah. Yeah, timing is timing sort of goes along with what I was saying for White's play here. Like the reason why timing is important is because you don't want to you don't want to be forced to crunch your board before you get a nice winning shot. So what that means is you're going to be jumping checkers over the black prime here as white, even though it leaves a ton of shots in the outfield sometimes. Like, you don't worry too much about being hit. You worry about getting the guy stuck behind the black prime here. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough thing. When to decide when to hit and when not to hit. So one thing you can think about is sometimes hitting will actually speed up the crunching. Maybe we can come up with an example. Okay, so white's yeah, how about like a 4-2? How about a 4-2 by black here, right? So in some sense you don't want to hit, right? Because if you hit, he might make like a third anchor, or yeah, he might get to make a third anchor. He's got more flexibility in the backfield. If he can like enter and then escape a guy, he might slow down his crunching. But there is some like upside to hitting here. Say for doubled money. There's some upside to hitting in that like the white checker that you hit is going to enter quickly, and then now he like doesn't have this timing out here. Right? Like if you don't hit this guy, he gets to play this guy. And he doesn't have to like play these checkers. Or maybe even a better example is this. Like if you know what I mean? Like if you hit the guy and he enters quickly, which he will, all of a sudden he's going to have to start playing like these checkers deep in his board. Whereas like if you don't hit him, he gets like a little bit of extra time with this guy. So I think it might be right to hit here, especially when gammons count. Oh no, it's not right to hit here, but it's close. Interesting. Yeah, so not hitting does win more. Yeah, I would have expected the hit here. Yeah, no, here is right to hit. You know, this thing came up actually in the match. I think one of the problems with hitting here is I think maybe he makes like a third anchor sometimes, or gets to upgrade to the 21 sometimes more easily after hitting the checker. Whereas if he's already upgraded to the 21, it's not like me hitting is going to help him improve his back game formation. So I guess there's fewer things going on here, making a sort of a better example. So the reason why hitting is right here is I think the reason I said. Like a lot of times it does speed up his crunching. Like he no longer has the time to play this in his inner board. And all of a sudden he's back, he's primed. He's going to have to start playing his front checkers, crunching his board badly. Now, if it's just a question of winning, it's a close call, and maybe not hitting is right. But hitting is right partly because it ups the gammons and backgammons here. Let's see what else. So I guess that's a pretty big factor. You don't want to hit when he might get to improve his back game formation by hitting. What about this? Okay, now it's close. Yeah, so one downside of hitting here is if you hit and he rolls like 6-6, that's like good for him. He doesn't have to play the checkers. You know what I mean? Like if you know he's rolling big, you don't want him dancing. You want him playing his front checkers. But in the example we looked at, he has very few dancing numbers. And yeah, you might speed up his crunching by hitting, and you win more gammons and backgammons. Yeah, so it's complicated. This sort of factors both ways. But yeah, the things I'm looking at, Right. Yeah, we can look at an example. Yeah, so the things I'm looking at is, am I going to speed up his timing by hitting? Like, am I going to make him crunch more by hitting him? Which is sort of the main factor. And whether gammons counts. But I guess another factor I should be thinking about is he going to be able to improve his backgame formation when I hit? I don't know, like this or something. 4-point board. He might crack badly when you don't hit him here. I don't know about this one though. Okay, so here it doesn't hit. I think for the reason you said, 4-point board, you have less reason to hit him because he has like these more like decent dancing numbers now, like 6-4 for instance, 6-2. Maybe it's more of a deal here. Yeah, like 6-4. Like say you don't hit him and he rolls 6-4 here. It's actually an okay number for him. Because he gets to run from here. What about this? Okay, here's a blunder to hit. Right, so here you're really improving his timing by hitting. So even though gammons count here, you're not supposed to hit here. Because he's really low on time here. See how badly he's crunching. And he doesn't have this fifth checker back that sometimes he can jump and keep his timing. So if you just leave him alone here, he has no options other than to crunch his board. Right, so yeah, I mean, if you think about it the right way, I guess this position should look a lot different than this position. Even though like viscerally they seem pretty similar, right? Yeah, but the difference is you're just improving his timing so much more here, since it's like so bad if you don't hit. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, sort of instructive. Yeah, so maybe we can look at some more of his decisions while playing the back game. All right, 100 blunders. Yeah, yeah. No one. Yeah, that's a bit of an uphill battle. But yeah, you should definitely look. The first things you should look at are your biggest blunders. The 100 and the 100 and bigger blunders, for sure. So let's see. What else did he do? Like I thought he played it okay. Maybe game one was more interesting for his decisions. Let's see what else. 6-1. Yeah. Yeah, it's important to get at least one guy going here. Because one backman going here, rather than just like playing the outfield. Because you want to keep your checkers fluid for timing reasons, and you don't worry too much. You don't worry too much about being hit, getting another guy sent back. Because as we talked about, that can be like a marginal decision anyways. So yeah, with the 6 here, I would be very inclined to jump something somewhere. It looks like he found like a decent. He played this. Computer prefers this. You see the computer's like not worried about getting hit at all, but it just wants to make sure that it doesn't get a bunch of guys stuck back here. So it leaps one of them when it can. And then yeah, here I think I make a decent play. No, this is pretty clear. Hitting twice, 1-1, lock up the 10 points. 5-1, so should he hit me? Interesting. I might have actually jumped here with the 4-1. Either play Yeah, probably would have done. I probably would have done this with the 4-1. Interestingly, as opposed to hitting, just trying to maintain some timing for the 3 back game points. Computer doesn't mind the opponent's play of hitting though. Huh. Yeah, this surprises me a little bit. I would have thought some sort of extrication play would be okay. Hmm. Maybe this game is just it's just too hard to play this as a back game, so the computer's kind of trying to go forward somehow. Maybe keep me busy, building outside points. Yeah, they're tough. They're very tough. Your error rate's going to be higher in a back game, I think. Regardless, even if you're playing one or your opponent's playing one, it's gonna be tough to play with a low error rate. So let's see what else. 6-1. Okay, he's sort of forced to give up a back game point here. Yeah, I guess he's just crunching too much. Say if he gives up his 11 points, I guess I'm going to hit there. If he gives up his 11 point, I guess I'm going to hit and try to build another outside point. No, that's not that clear. Let's play alternate universe here. So he made the right play, maybe of 24-17 or whatever. Not worrying about being hit in the outfield, but getting the backman going, trying to maintain at least 2 anchors. What if he did like this? Would it be right for me to like hit all these checkers and then try to build like an outside point, or do I want him playing in this point at this point? Do I want him like playing these checkers at this point? Thing is, if you don't hit him, maybe he gets to give up. Maybe he gets to give up one of the anchors, and then play like a decently timed like 1-4 game or 2-4 game or something. Whereas if I hit him a bunch, maybe I can build a point and crunch. So say with like 2-4, say I roll a 2-4 here. I think I would actually hit twice here, trying to keep him busy to build these points, making him crunch later. But it might not be right though. 2-4 here. Oh, another idea. Oh no, I was gonna say you could hit with the 4 and then slot with the 2, but you can't hit with the 4 here unless you hit with the 2. All right, let's see what the computer thinks here. Okay, it hits once. Interesting. How bad is hitting twice? Not bad. So the computer either likes this or this. Yeah, maybe this is nice. It's hitting the more important. It's hitting the better checker here. It wants to hit the guy on the 14 because this guy on the 18 is closer to crunching than the guy on the 14 is. In other words, the checker on the 14 represents the most timing. So it wants to do this. One nice thing about this is 3 builders. There's 3 builders for the 8 and the 9 points. Whereas if you hit twice, you're only getting like 2 builders for the 8 and 9 points. So that's sort of key, given that like those points are hard to make. Huh. Oh, so you got bulldozed and gammon by a 9 checker back game over the board. It was traumatizing. Oh, so was your opponent playing a 9 checker back game, and then he ended up gammoning you? Yeah, that can be that can be pretty painful. It's great when you do it as the back game player though, especially if you get like a good recube along the way. Sometimes you get to redouble even before hitting if like the guy's position is so bad. Right. Right. Yeah, so it's going to be a decent game. Like something like if you got good timing. Something like this, I mean something like this, like White's probably a favorite to win, I mean, maybe he's a money underdog because he loses more gammons, but I think he maybe wins like 50% or more, or over 50% here. Right. Yeah, we can take a look at what the computer thinks. So, like, say the cube is in the middle here. Like, no way you double this as black. I mean, considering beavering as white, since I get to own the cube. And the timing's pretty good for white. Even when if he's forced to give up like one of his anchors, like he still has like a good double anchor game. So say money, Jacoby off. Yeah, computer wants to beaver. Yeah. Oh my God! Look how big a favorite white is. White wins 63% from here, with this sort of like this ideally timed back game with 3 very good points in black's board. I wouldn't have guessed. I wouldn't have guessed 63%. Not surprised white's a favorite. Yeah, money games, normal matches like when playing a back game. Yeah, one thing you want to watch out for is in a match if gammons aren't very valuable. Say for the guy defending against a back game, the guy who's trying to come home against the back game formation by his opponent. If gammons aren't very valuable for the guy defending against the back game, then you want to hit less. Like a lot of the positions we looked at earlier, hitting was like reasonable, just because it wins more gammons than backgammons. If you only care about the win, oftentimes that's like a big argument for not hitting another checker. So that's a big one. Also, you can't if you're gonna kill your gammons by doubling, and you're defending against a back game, you really want to avoid doing that because back games, as you can see from this position, they get gammoned a lot, but they win a lot. So let me give you an example, like a match example, like something that would be a double for money, say. So white has like a decent 2-3 back game here. I don't know, here. For money, I think this might be a good time to redouble. This old saying, given that like white's board is okay, given black's spares are okay, the old rule of thumb is you want to double when you're about to clear the 3rd point in front of the anchors, like you are here. Actually, let's give white a better position. Like I think old rule of thumb implies that this is double take. Like decent position for black, good timing for white. Black's about to clear the top point. So let's see if this is double. Let's see for money, say if this is double take. We say redouble take. Okay, redouble take. So it's a good rule of thumb here. Now I caution against using it too much, because like this. The rule of thumb kind of fits this position also, but it's like much worse for black, I think, because it's very inflexible with all this big stack on the ace. So I think maybe this isn't a double now. Yeah, this isn't a double now. So the rule of thumb works when like the timing is good and black's spares are good. Whereas like maybe you don't redouble this because you're not about to clear the top points. Let's give white a little bit more timing. Yeah, so you don't redouble this according to the rule of thumb. But, okay, so the point of this was like, well, this is like a good double for money. I think it was like something like this. Well, this is like a very strong double for money. Like obviously you're not say now let's say it's 3-0 in a 7-point match, or let's even make it even more even, 3-3 in a 7-point match. You don't double this. This would be a big blunder to double this. Because a lot of your advantage comes from the fact that you're going to win a gammon here, and white's like not doing too badly when just considering the single win. Like maybe he's somewhat close to 50% or something. So this is like some huge blunder to double this, right? Yeah, a massive blunder. Yeah, that's I think it comes from Roberti actually, maybe his advanced backgammon book. Yeah, so it's what I said. It's like so this is a money double because you're about to clear the 3rd point in front of the anchor, like 1, 2, 3, and you're about to clear that point. In other words, say you roll a 6-1 here, and black does nothing. Now this is a big pass. Like you lose your market. You lose your market by clearing that third point in front of the anchor. Yeah. Oh, okay. Olson's cue book. Yeah, I think originally it was a Roberti thing. But like I said, you gotta think about like how good your position is and how good your opponent's timing is. And also, different back games are different. Like I think the 4-5 game tends to be a little bit pretty weak for like similar structure. Like the rule of thumb would say this isn't a cube yet, because you still have 3 points to clear in front of the anchors, and you're not about to clear any of them. But I think this is a pass already, just because the 4-5 game tends to be worse than the other back games. Like it's a little easier to play behind the anchors here and play safely later. Yeah, so this is a pass. It's just because it's the 4-5 game. Like I think any other back game with similar structure, I think is a take. Like I think this is a take. No, this is borderline. Borderline take pass probably. But yeah, I mean one thing I noticed about this rule of thumb is it doesn't really apply to 4-5 games. Just because it's a little easier to play. It's a little easier to play behind the anchor safely for a while here. Like maybe it's double here or something. Double take here with 4 points to clear. Not even a double. But then it goes to like double pass if you do this. Yeah, I don't know. So I do use that. I mean, I read it probably 20 years ago. But I do use the rule of thumb quite a bit when I'm defending against these deep back games. Like it works here, I think. Probably works here. I think this double take. Maybe that could be double pass because black is like super flick. Black has like really good spares. But I think this is at least a cube. Yeah, okay, so it's a pass due to like black's really good spares. Like this, probably, double take, fine. And then even if it was a take, you clear that third point in front of the anchor. You maintain decent spares. White's timing is still pretty close to perfect. He could even improve his position probably by doing this. Yeah, this is a big pass, I think, because there's only 2 points in front of the anchor, and the spares are still like good enough. The spare checkers are still like good enough. Okay, that's too good. I guess because there's no blot numbers. But I don't know. You mess up the position enough. No, still a big pass. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, maybe the 2-4 structure is like really awful for this type of thing. Huh. I might have taken this stuff, to be honest. Yeah. Alrighty, let's take another fresh look at the match. I just want to see if there's any other interesting decisions that we can go over more closely. Yeah. Welcome, Devanya. I hope it was helpful. I know it's like a little scattered what my explanations, but it's scattered because there's like a lot of factors and backgammon is complicated. But I hope that you got some stuff out of it for sure. Yeah, here I thought I made a good play hitting off the 3 point. I might get a second guy hit, which might be a little tricky if I get it hit. Having 2 guys to scramble around, but he only has a 2 point board. If I could fill in that 3 point, it's a major coup. Gotcha. Yeah, I have not read Mochi's books. I mean, he's probably the best player in the world, right? So I'm sure he has a lot of good advice for back games. Yeah, that was so funny. I mean, especially especially this position. It's pretty shocking. If you haven't seen this stuff before. I mean, I was pretty surprised it was too good. I mean, I probably would have been able to find the pass with these 5 guys here. and the ace point made. What about this? Is this like way, way, way different? Because now white has some chance to like keep a pure front position while playing a back game. This must be like way, way different. I might still cube this though, because I don't know, 5 guys here. Let's see what the computer says. So this is redouble or not in a 7-point match. Oh no, this is still too good. Not as too good though by any means. Right, they're very, very, very high stakes. Yeah, they used to be. I think in the 70s and 80s, before the computers, people used to play like a lot more purely. Like they used to not care about getting hit as much. They used to like not make the low point on their boards as much. So I think the back games used to be like a lot more common back then. But nowadays, people are playing less purely. They care more about being hit. They make their low points in their board made. All these things sort of steer away. All these things sort of steer away from back games. Also, people are better at playing against them now. Like we saw some decisions in this, in this analysis where, I'm taking like a lot of risk to try to build my outside points to try to crack the other position. I mean, I'm sure players were doing that back then, but they probably didn't have as good a handle on it as like say I do now, where I don't care about being hit. I want to keep everything alive for making the outfield points. Oh yeah, this is good. Yeah, Backgammon. I do have that book. I maybe skimmed it once or twice. Yeah, that's that's a really old book, probably made in the 70s, right? So I think it was made by like a guy named Boris Becker. He used to play like very, very aggressively and play very, very purely. So like with an opening 6-4, he would like bring 2 guys down from the midpoint, not caring about being hit. But when you don't get hit, you really get to make like a big structure, a really nice structure, right? Yeah, actually, I have a good collection of like old books like this. Alpha Backgammon is another funny one. So, I mean, players now, and people still play, good players now will still play super purely sometimes, slotting points aggressively when it's called for. But nowadays, like we know, you have to take more of a balanced approach. Sometimes you play very loose and sometimes you play very tight and safe, depending on what the position looks like. Right. Yeah, I don't know. I bet it comes up on eBay sometimes. Sometimes with these books on eBay, the people ask like crazy amounts for them. Like they'll have a copy of like, I don't know, Wolsey's Backgammon Encyclopedia, and they want to sell it for like $250 or something, which is ridiculous. Just because it's like out of print and some people want it. Right. Yeah, I have all this old stuff, all this old books. I have this I have this like really old like advanced backgammon book. Must have been like first edition or something. I bet just a friend gave it to me because he didn't want it anymore. And I don't know, it looks like looks like sort of old like typeface and stuff. Um, but I think this is like one of the I think this is like one of the most collector's items books I have, just because it's probably like a really, really early edition of this famous book that had a lot of like a lot of like newer editions printed. A friend of mine has like an original like McGreal's Backgammon. This all hardcover. It has a nice like binding to it. I think he said he paid like $500 for it, which is maybe just maybe the going rate for this really, really early edition of McGreal's Backgammon. Um, I should get Roberti to sign that. I don't see him much anymore, but he lives like near me, close enough, anyways. 2000ish, right? So is that I know Backgammon Praxis is one of his books from back then, which I think I actually did some I think it was Praxis, anyways. I actually did some I read it early and gave him some suggestions. Yeah, I think I have it. Yeah. There's actually two versions. There's volume one, and then there's volume two. So I got these. He gave them to me because I did some analysis. I wonder if he actually like gives me. He might actually give me credits for helping him. Maybe not. Acknowledgements. Let's see if I'm in the acknowledgements. Yes, I am. I'm in the acknowledgements actually. Right. I don't know if you can see it. Alex Zamanian. Isn't that funny? I haven't read these. I haven't read these books for a while. Let's see what else. Now we've got show and tell. Oh, another funny thing I have. They're actually not mine. Friend like Len. This is weird. A friend of mine who got me into serious backgammon, Mark Damish. He lent me old copies of this backgammon magazine called Inside Backgammon. I think he has like a complete collection, but he lent me like a bunch of his. So at some point, I think he's going to ask for them back. I talk to him once in a while. Let me show you those. Yeah, there's yeah, they look like this, and there's like I don't know, there's like hundreds of them. I think they came out monthly, maybe, or bi-monthly or something, maybe quarterly actually. It's they May to June, no, bi-monthly they came out, and I guess they were in the they're in like the 80s and 90s, I think. They probably stopped in the 90s. So these are probably pretty good collector's editions too, because I doubt there's many of them around. At least the complete collection. Another good book. Right at the start of the computer revolution in backgammon, Kit Woolsey came out with this book, New Ideas in Backgammon. That talked about like what the new computers have taught us. It's a really fantastic book. It's one of my like favorite books from back then. New Ideas in Backgammon. Somehow like the binding's always like really bad, so there's not like a lot of nice copies out there. But it's been out of print forever. But if you can find a copy, it's a really informative book. The explanations are like really good, and the positions are really well chosen. Right. In fact, I think the way he chose the positions was he had like a panel of experts, and he gave a bunch of like complicated positions to the experts, and then the positions he chose for the book was the positions where most experts got them wrong, and then those were the set of positions he analyzed with the computer deeply and like came up with like an explanation for them. So I think that made like a really nice set of positions. Really informative for the time. Some of it's probably like automatic now, but like back then it wasn't automatic because not everyone was using computers and the computers weren't as good. But yeah. Anyways, okay. Well, this was fun. Kind of went in an odd direction, but yeah, this was fun. Fun chatting with everyone, and I'm actually going to sign off now. But yeah. Thanks for chatting, and. Hope you got something out of it, and we will see you next time.